Hello, I'm Jose Ri, founder of ChainLens. Today I will walk you through a very simple demo. If you'd like to get notified when we launch on mainnet, please submit the Google form here. Let me quickly explain today's flow. We will show how a seller registers an API, an admin verifies it, and an agent purchases and calls it. Alright, let's get started. This is the marketplace where you can browse available APIs. Right now, we have some test APIs listed here. You can also see metrics like success rate. Now, let's switch to the seller's perspective and register on API. I will fill in the API details and submit it. You can select get or post. You can test it. Okay, good. Register, then transaction, then confirm. Okay. If we go to my APIs, you can sign it. You can see it's currently in a pending state. Now, let's switch it to the admin account and verify this API. First, we sign the request. Oh, cache issue. Okay. After verifying that the API works correctly, we approve it. Run test. It's okay. Approve. Now comes the interesting part, the agent interaction. Using OpenClaw with ChainLens MCP inserted, we can call APIs directly. It's my OpenClaw host assistant. Show me our available APIs. My OpenClaw, typing. Great. We can see our APIs are successfully retrieved. It. Oh, good, good. Before making the request, let's check the agent balance. Oh, 31 USD. Now, call the Microsoft API. This request requires a payment via X402 through ChainLens. Okay. As you can see, the agent successfully executes the request. Uh-huh. As you can see, it decreased from 31 USDC to 30 USDC. With this flow, agent can discover, pay for, and call APIs, all through the chat. Payments can also be fully automated on-chain. Today, we showed a simple flow of registering and purchasing on API. But as the ecosystem grows and more high-quality APIs are added, the impact will scale massively. In the future,
Hi, this is a quick demo of a Treasury dashboard project. The dashboard pulls together several external data sources: stock prices, crypto prices, FX rates, wallet risk, and user sentiment. The hard part of AI calling agents is not just calling those APIs. The hard part is understanding what happened when one of those calls fails. So this project implements in the same dashboard in two ways. One version uses direct API integrations in the direct directory. Like you can see, it's the directory called direct. The other uses ChainLens SDK in the ChainLens SDK directory. So first, let's start with the direct version. Here, each external API is integrated separately. You can see the CoinGecko, Frankfurter, AlphaBenet, AlphaBenet 2, and Go Plus Labs, powered by Alchemy. So all of these APIs expect a completely different schema. So let's run our dashboard project. It runs on this URL, and if I click this link, now let's run the direct demo in the terminal, and I just did some API calls. Yeah, as you can see, some API calls succeed, but wallet risk fails because the schema does not match, and user sentiment times out. The problem is that these failures are scattered across logs. We do not get one clean record showing which provider failed, which input cost it, whether the failure is recurring, or whether a failed paid API call still costs money. That matters because subscription-based or per call APIs do not always care whether your app used the result successfully. A failed debugging loop can still burn through real API cost. With direct integration, a human has to inspect logs, find the relevant code, summarize the failure, and then feed that context back into the agent. Now, let's look at the same dashboard project using ChainLens SDK. The important point is that this is not just another wrapper. ChainLens records the result, the failure reason, settlement status, and cost-related execution data in a structured form. Like fetch Microsoft via ChainLens. These all these functions calls APIs via our platform. So let's run our demo here too. Unlike before, in the directory, you can view local telemetry because it is one of the value that we provide with our product. So when an agent needs to debug the app, it does not just see something failed in the console. It can see which provider failed, why it failed, whether settlement was submitted, and what should be investigated next. I will refresh the portfolio dashboard here. It takes a little longer. Now we have triggered the same kind of failures in the challenge version. In the direct version, this showed up as runtime errors or scattered logs. Here, the failures are classified as structured events like schema mismatch or timeout or configuration missing. And failed calls are not treated the same as successful calls. If the schema does not validate, challenge records the failure and does not submit settlement that failed execution. And the telemetry recorded through our API calls are here. It cost USD in, you can see the cost USD in this field, the timestamp, and the failure kind. Now when we run npm run report, we can see which calls succeeded, which calls failed, and how much this demo run cost from an API execution perspective. This is the key difference. When we ask an AI agent to fix the issue, we do not have to paste a messy browser console trace. We can give it a structured call level execution record. Instead of retrying blindly and burning cost or token of AI, the agent can narrow the problem down to the failed provider and the exact failure type. And also, we provide the recommendation which is able because of our marketplace system. As you can see, the ChainLens SDK recommend us the requirement of our project, like which API I should integrate in our project. Then it says stock price, and wallet risk for treasury dashboard. For a focused query like Microsoft stock price, we can narrow the recommendation and quickly find a better candidate to replace the failing provider. Here, this is where challenge changes the workflow. API integration is no longer just request code. It becomes a loop of failure records, cost visibility, and provider discovery. To summarize, direct integration is fast at first, but failures quickly turn into log hunting between the human and the agent. With ChainLens, the same API failures become structured execution records that an agent can immediately understand. Success, failure, and cost, settlement status, and provider recommendations all live in one workflow. The message is simple. Do not stop at calling APIs. Turn API calls into an execution layer that agents can debug responsibly and cost consciously. Thank you for your time.